This is another episode of the Talk House. Today I'm going to talk about the Game Over Gregory topic for episode 82, I believe, 83, part 1. This one is about the gay marriage ruling, the marriage equality ruling, rather, from the Supreme Court. This is just going to be a short video. I support what they said on the Game Over Gregory show. I'm pretty excited about this ruling. I'm happy for gay, lesbian, gays, transsexuals, and bisexual people. I'm happy for the LGBTQ community for their new rights that they deserve and that advances equality. I think that's what America stands for in our Constitution and in the freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They say that's not in the Constitution, but that's in the opening letter. And it's pretty exciting that we finally allowed them to marry like everyone else, and I'm really happy about it. To go into depth about it, I have had people that had friends. I've had people. I've had friends. I've had friends that are friends that have been kind of gay, but that they didn't know that they were yet, or something. I don't know. I've had friends that have been like pretty like questioning their sexuality, and I'm very happy for them now that they have equal rights, because before it was like they didn't want to admit that they had conflicting feelings about people, about their sexuality, and it's good that they have the freedoms now that we all share, and they can fall in love with whoever they want to, and go through the feelings and emotions that we all go through of people that are attracted to the opposite sex. So people are, it's very good for people. This is a very good thing that's happened to our society, and I think America needs to lead the way more with equality. I was reading an article that questioned, after our Independence Day, that questioned if it was good that we broke off from Great Britain, England, in 1776, because they said that slavery would have been abolished earlier had we not broken off with Great Britain, and we would eventually have become independent anyway. So they say that we would have had 20 to 30 more years of freedom for African Americans, that Native Americans would not have gone through as much terror as they did if we hadn't broken off from Great Britain, as they did from American Andrew Jackson led the Trail of Tears for Native Americans. And it's really good, really interesting article. I'll post it here by Vox about our breaking off. It's just an alternative opinion for our independence, and we really need to stand. We needed to catch up in terms of equality. We had slavery for 100 years in America, and almost 100 years, and that's something that we need. And we've had segregation for another 100 years in America, and women's suffrage. I think that really needs to transcend who we are as a people, that we support equality, and instead of let freedom or free or die, or whatever that Colin has tattooed to his arm, we should have equality or die. I think that should be our saying, because we need to have full equality for everyone. And that means economic equality, fiscal equality as well, but that's another video. For the gays, LGBTQ community, I'm very happy for them. And as for what our next social justice frontier will be in America, I think I don't think it's going to be transgender. I think transgender have earned their rights just as fast, just as quickly as the gays and LGBTQ community has earned their right to freedom. I think that our next frontier for social equality will be basic income. I think that that is going to be the future. As technology progresses, we're going to have to acknowledge the fact that technological unemployment is going to be a fact. It's going to be something as scary as climate change and other things, and income inequality. As our unemployment reaches 5.3%, UH3, I believe it is. That doesn't mean the real unemployment, but the main factor that we go through is 5.3%, which is pretty good. In the 90s, it was at about 3.8 to 4.5% in the late 90s, and then it fell during the Great Recession to over 10%. So we're finally, by the end of the year, it's going to be below 5%. That's going to be a really good number, but it's going to go back up as our technology and artificial intelligence advances. So I guess I'll finish the video by saying that I'm really happy. Go LGBTQ community. I think it was a historic week, the Supreme Court ruling. I'm not upset that it was the Supreme Court. I don't think the majority has any say on what the LGBT community can do and cannot do. I think it's one of those minority things, and I think that just a group of qualified individuals can make the decision for the population that they can get married, just like everyone else. I think it's in the Constitution for equality, and I think it's in the Constitution. It's in there. I think the Constitution is a living document, and I'm very happy that Justice Kennedy is sided with the majority, the liberal side of the court, and we decided to allow gay marriage in our society, marriage equality. It's not gay marriage; it's marriage equality now. It's just marriage. So I'm really happy about this, and I think basic income is going to be the next big thing that we're going to have to approach. Not in this decade. I think we're going to we're going to need to plant the seeds for basic income in the next 5 years, but it's going to be a 2020s thing, a 2030s thing even, and we're going to need to fight for basic income. It's going to have to be taxes, progressive income tax, tax the rich, and not tax the poor, hardly anything. Basic income would mean that we earn, maybe $33,000 a year baseline, and if we want to make more income, we just go out, get a job, and earn more income. But there's not going to be enough jobs for full employment with all this artificial intelligence, robotics, and technology in the future. So I'll make a video about basic income and go in depth about that more so later on in the future, maybe later today or tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. But that's going to be our next social justice fight. And income inequality, the class warfare type thing, I think has been the American spirit. What makes us American, I think, is income inequality. It separates us from the other countries, and I think that's what America's all about. So I'm excited about fighting that fight for income equality. It's going to be income wages, raising wages in the future, the short future, but not like the next 5 years. And some of that will happen through natural economic forces. So I'm excited about the future and about the struggles that we will continue to have even after this historic marriage equality ruling. That does it for the Talk House for this episode. Thank you, and have a good day.